I've got extremely high hopes for this airplane. This is the brand new E-Flite Sportix, and it has a lot of things going on for it, but I have really strong anticipation for this to be my new favorite daily flyer, and I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is because I've hit my limit on room. I am getting rid of my Commander, which is my favorite daily flyer, to replace it with this, and I haven't even flown this yet. This is going to be the maiden flight today. You guys are looking at a nice mid-wing ultimate sport plane. The idea here is to transition into 3D flying with this airplane, or true sport flying. We should be able to do a lot of growth on this airplane, and I'm really hopeful that it can actually do that. Now, there's a couple things that I really love about this thing. One is the hatch. This is not magnetic. My Commander, which was my old daily flyer, had a magnetic hatch, so if I snapped it too hard, it would fly off, and I had to tape it on. So I'm really glad that they have the actual spring-loaded little lock here. It also flies on a 4S or 3S 2200 milliamp battery with an IC3 plug, so that is my favorite plug style. And while we're under the hatch, let's take a look at this, because the wings are held on with these cool little lock pins. You twist them 90 degrees, it pulls up, and when it's up, you can just release the wing. Okay, and it's just a plug system, and as long as that goes down, then it found the hole and you are locked in place. Also, we have wingtip lights, which I think is extremely nice, and I also love the bright color of this airplane. The assembly for this was like 20 minutes. It was really fast. That was with distractions. Visually, I love it. I think the only thing I don't love initially is the prop. Maybe just do some painted tips or something would have made this thing look really, really cool. But I'm excited to fly this for the performance sake of it. It all snapped and clicked together, no glue required, 4 screws on the landing gear. The tail wheel actually clicked in place too. Very cool. This is all stuff that's important to know. Quick little rundown on like the my first impressions of it, but none of this will matter if it doesn't fly great. So let's put it in the air, maiden this thing, and have some fun. So I'm just taking a little guess here, but I went with 30% expo on the ailerons, 30 on elevator, and 25 on rudder. I don't have safe on. I just bound it out of safe. I love mid-wing planes like this, and you guys, for a maiden flight and just, you know, honest videos and everything, give us a like. Give us a like for a nice smooth takeoff. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That's great. Good roll rate. 4S battery, there's our climb rate. Remember, this is a maiden. I'm just getting a feel for it, but it already feels good enough to do stuff like that. I do have my aileron rates up to 105%, but I could see that increasing a little more if you like snappy stuff. But if you're more of a pattern flyer, then maybe keep the rates where they're at. There, that's a left input for rudder for knife edging, so that should tell you how comfortable I feel knife edging it. That's nice, that's clean, that's full rudder for that pass, but that was kind of a sloppy intro to it. So nice and smooth, guys. Remember, this plane can fly in safe too, so it's designed to be an intermediate level airplane. So if you're flying a trainer and you want to step into like the extra 330 that just came out, for example, this would be a really good stepping stone airplane for that. Now, it used to be something like the Turbo Timber Evolution, but that's a high wing. And so it's a very different feel with this mid-wing, because when you have a mid-wing, things like inverted flight should be fairly similar to upright flight. And we're upside down now, so I like the speed of this actually. It doesn't feel super fast. I was expecting it to be a bit faster. At half throttle, it just feels nice and cruisy and, you know, very beginner friendly. I like this a lot.
Well, I don't think I need to ask it, but I will. Okay. Will it snap? Oh, from inverted.
Yeah, that was a pretty snap. I like that.
Nice. I'm impressed.
That was really nice. Yeah, I mean, this is sweet. I could fly this all day. This is an awesome plane. This is a very well-rounded airplane. I like the size of it too. That's a really important feature with this plane, because you can fit it in most vehicles.
I was wondering if you were gonna try to flat spin it.
Let's do it. Let's do an inverted flat spin. The climb rate's insane on this. Absolutely insane. There we go. There we go. There we go. There, we almost had it into it.
It wasn't so flat, mate.
No, I know. It almost got flat for a minute. But you know, we don't have a huge wing on this airplane too. It's a very sporty airplane, as you can see. Can it do a nice hammerhead? Yeah. Oh yeah, that was pretty. We'll go into Cubanate here. Pretty sloppy. Let's clean that up. I'm going to come around and do it this side. I got to reset that. I don't know what happened, but it's just kind of sloppy. So try again. Maybe some more throttle. That's what we needed. Over here. You know what? When I pull up on the elevator, it just has a bit of a roll to it. So let's see if we can clean that up. There we go. There we go. That's what I needed right there. We'll just keep it inverted out of that Cubanate. This is fun, Abby. This is a good airplane. I'm excited to see what the flight time is like on this. A 2200 milliamp battery. I'm having a good time flying this thing. It is very sporty, but also not insanely fast, as you can see. Now let's rip it down the runway though. Let's get a real sense of speed. So we'll just keep it inverted, full throttle. We'll snap it up here and then come down into a regular pass over the runway, full throttle off that dive.
Wow.
It's nice. I don't lose any altitude on the roll. It's really nice. This thing is a lot of fun. I think this is a plane that's been missing out of the lineup for a while. There we go. Just kind of working the sticks on that one. Made in flight. Nothing is pre-planned.
It's interesting that they came up with this and an extra in the same year.
You know what though? The extra is like a little bit bigger, slightly more capable probably than this.
Okay. This
is going to be able to do a few things that the extra can't do, but you know, the extra is a true 3D plane where you can do some Harriers and stuff a little easier. This one's going to like more forward momentum. I don't think we're going to do a lot of hovering with this, but we're trying. That's full elevator. Really playing with that throttle a lot. You can see I'm falling out of it, where the extra 330 can do more hovery, Harrier type things. This one's going to like forward momentum more. That's why it's a sport plane. See that? Oh, that's nice. It's got enough rudder to hold a knife edge. You do need to eat up pretty much all rudder to pull that off, but it does it. I got to work on the ending of that. There's a maneuver you can do. Really cool. I can't remember the name of it, but let's just do a couple fun things.
Woo-wee! Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Trying to get it back. Do the throttle. That's full rudder, just so you guys know, full rudder, but maybe 90% throttle or so to hold that, but it holds it. I don't feel like it's hurting, you know. It's doing good. If you lose your altitude on it, just give it some more juice. Flies great, holds that knife edge really well. You just can't climb out of the knife edge. There's full throttle with knife edge, so you gain a little climb there, but not much.
It's a long battery life.
Yeah, and that really chewed through that 2200 pulling that knife edge for so long. But
well, that was your timer. That wasn't your alarm.
Timer, I know. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it going. I want everyone to see what a real flight time is like, and that's a bright tail light on that plane too, which I didn't even point out. Still have a lot of climb on the, there we go.
Just for a second it hit.
Full throttle though.
Whoa.
Let's just juice it. Really eat this thing up. Yeah, it can do some wild stuff.
I see that.
I like this a lot. I think this would be a plane that you could,
Me?
if you really wanted to push yourself to learn more with planes, this would be a good one to do it with, because it has safe. So you could just snap right into safe. It's a lot like the Millennium Master if you think about it. Huh. Isn't it? It kind of has that vibe.
I guess.
Yeah. Let's just keep it going. We don't have the alarm hitting yet hard.
Was that a mid-wing?
Yeah.
It was?
Look at that. I never do knife edge this way, and I can do it with this plane. So that should say something right there. Yeah. Just feel really good with this. Let's just do a nice clean loop out here. Yeah, that was close.
Wow, I like pretty much did terrible at filming that because I didn't think you were gonna go that low.
No, I knew we were good.
Holy moly.
Let's do a 4-point loop here.
How's it still going?
Square.
That is not a square.
Trapezoid.
Maybe a rhombus or rhombi.
Roll out here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Whoa.
That was so ugly. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. That's fine. It feels good though. It's a fun, sporty airplane. Feels really good. It's nice. It's just the size of it is big. Really helps. There's our alarm again. It's probably about time to land it.
Cooking it.
The way I've been cooking this, yeah, for a maiden flight, man, I love this thing. Sweet. Zero throttle there.
Pressure's on.
Yeah, I know. Let's make it clean. It's pretty clean. I like this. This is a daily flyer. I mean, this is something you can learn some things on. And it's small, compact, you got lights, it's nice and bright and easy to see. Everything feels really, really, really clean on this. It's just a nice, smooth little flyer. This is gonna be a hot airplane at a lot of clubs. Everybody's gonna want to end up with one of these for sure. They've got a home run on their hands with this airplane. In fact, I mean, I personally like flying this more than the Extra 330. This is my style of airplane. I love sporty airplanes. I want to show you the wing, how easy that is in case, for some reason, if this plane is, you still need to break it down, you just twist that 90 degrees, that pin pulls up, and we should just be able to pull this out. Maybe that pin didn't come all the way up. There we go. There we go. So there's how it disconnects. And all the wiring and everything just plugs into the side of the fuselage, even for your lights.
It's the best invention ever for planes, by the way.
I love
Feeding
it.
wires through tiny little crevices was the worst when we started doing planes.
I absolutely hate that. I'm so happy that the rudder on this plane is big enough to pull off a knife edge. You do have to eat full rudder, at least the way I have it set up, with no increased rates right out of the box. Full rudder and like at least 80% throttle to hold a knife edge. But it doesn't hurt the plane at all. Visually, I love the airplane, the way it looks. I do wish that Horizon would do a little bit more edgy, like flames and wild colors, but they're just going with what they know, so I can't hate on them too much. But I would personally love to see even crazier colors than this, but this pops in the air. I love the bright yellow on a dark day or a bright blue day like this. It's just going to be easy to see. I like that the top of the wing is mostly white, the bottom is mostly yellow, so it contrasts well. You know what way the airplane is facing. I did not get confused with orientation in the air on this at all. You know, size, it's actually kind of small, isn't it? It's a smaller airplane, but it's a very, very, very capable airplane. So I think that a lot of people are going to fall in love with this thing, whether you're a paid pilot that goes to events and puts on crazy shows and demonstrations. I think even that person will have a lot of fun with this. Or more importantly, if you are a person that's just getting your feet wet, you just bought your first E-Sheen Mini Warbird, or maybe you have an Aeroscout or an apprentice or any kind of trainer, or you're spending some time on the flight sim and you're like, you know what, I want to learn how to do a loop, I want to learn how to do a roll, I want to learn how to knife edge fly inverted. This is going to be the plane to do it on because it comes with safe if you buy the bind and fly version. And I think it's a pretty fair price point too. Speaking of price and just all of this, if you appreciate what we're doing here on our channel, you made it this far in the video, I want to let you guys know that this is linked in the description box below. It gets you right to where you need to be. We'll get the batteries and everything that you need linked down there too to set you up for success. But know that using that link does help to support our channel and our family at no extra cost to you. I have one big favor to ask. If you do click the link to buy it to support us, please just let us know in the comments section that, hey, thanks for your videos, I bought it through your link. And that will mean the world to us, just to say thank you back to you, because that really does go a long way to our family and our channel. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Guys, I jump out in front of the camera and do some crazy maidens, right? I think most people should when they made an airplane that are not as familiar with flying new things all the time like I am, fly a little more docile on your maiden flight. But even the way I was flying, I feel very comfortable, right? That's just my flying style now on like a daily kind of sense. But don't just go out and do that. A lot of my friends that come fly for the first time with me and they're learning to fly, I always encourage them to keep that plane up high and level, and you're training, just focus on the circles and keeping it in one piece. I go nuts, and so I think a lot of times they think they want to come down in low and hot and fast and, you know, show off and try to do a knife edge real low on their very first flight. I only feel comfortable doing all of that because I have AMA. It's the Academy of Model Aeronautics. Same with my friend that I am flying with here. They also have to have AMA to be able to fly here. And anywhere, really, if I'm flying with any friend, no matter where we are, if it's a school parking lot that we have permission to be at or someone's field, AMA is an absolute necessity because we're gonna push past our comfort zones, right? That's the point of flying, in my opinion. If I'm flying with a friend, I'm gonna if they're just flying in circles, eventually I'm gonna talk them through on how to do a loop safely and comfortably. But when we push ourselves out of our comfort zone and try to learn something new, mistakes and accidents can and often do happen, and that's why we have AMA. I encourage you guys strongly to go sign up for AMA. We'll have them linked in the description box below as well. Now, before we let you guys go, I gotta say a massive thanks to God for blessing us with this beautiful and awesome day to jump in front of the camera with this really cool brand new airplane, sharing this experience with you guys, taking the time out of your day, taking the time out of our day to share together. It's just awesome. I love you guys. God loves you guys, and I just want to remind you that life is good. Get out and enjoy it. Finally, a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters because we couldn't do what we do as often as we do it without your insanely awesome support. We'll have another awesome video just for you, handpicked, popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.